Well, Jeff, you booked the entire boardroom?
Sure, no one is using it. I told your boss upstairs that I needed your help.
Super. Let's talk about FreeGold.
My favorite subject, but again I warn you, Wendy, you are being told information about FreeGold that is skewed through my prism. While I adhere to the premise, I don't doubt that my understanding is limited, and details may differ extensively from FIFO's more solid interpretation of the words of another and his friend.
I appreciate your honesty, Jeff. I read the blog articles, Ditters and Savers and the Shoeshine Boy, last night. I feel it would only benefit me to get a more thorough overview even if it is only an opinion. How do you feel about silver?
Silver has so much in common with gold, but unfortunately shares a contemptuous relationship with the free gold theory.
I asked my brother the silver bug and he wasn't aware of free gold.
That doesn't surprise me. In my opinion, I think the underlying angst of the silver bug movement, as exported by people like Chris Duane and Max Kaiser, is a we versus they fist-shaking stubbornness against the central bankers. They could both use a good dose of Damon Vrabel. JP Morgan is not going under because a large group of individuals buy some silver coins. It's quite a silly fantasy. Like gold, the paper silver market is totally under the persuasion of the massively disproportionate paper trading. What moves the physical side of the precious metal markets are giants, not Joe Public. Central banks don't even hold silver. I'm afraid, in an age of digital currencies, silver hasn't a chance. In a hyperinflation, if it comes to that, I expect the silver-to-gold ratio to increase as it has done in the past historical examples.
Can you name one?
In 1 week in October 1923 Weimar Germany the ratio went from 15:1 to 165:1. That doesn't mean that silver, like most commodities, won't rise against a failing dollar. It will, but under a free gold revaluation you could see something unheard of for the yellow metal.
Why is my brother so adamant about silver then?
They are given data, by the likes of Stephen Lieb or Eric Sprott, see numbers and directly associate that with the utility of the metal. You don't often see one of these silver bugs talk about flow. Silver will always be a free-flowing resource, which is far more important than supply shortage. Frankly, the data they rely on reflects the state of the resource as it's passed through human possession. Silver occupies a part of the resource market which is based solely on utility. As a free-flowing metal, its value will always be moderated by its industrial demand.
What do you mean by moderated?
Well, I believe that silver's multiple uses is also what constrains its value. It is true, it is the best conductor of heat and electricity. It is also the best reflector of all the metals. Instead of increasing the demand, it regulates it. If its price rises too much, it encourages substitution and demand correspondingly drops. This won't be true during a hyperinflation, though, as all facets of the marketplace, including wages, will rise.
In other words, in a normal financial environment, consumed silver is balanced by its cost of industrial production use. It can't go higher unless everything else goes higher. You don't think coin demand will affect the price?
No, I don't. I think this is the biggest fallacy of the silver crowd. Aside from physical demand having little to no effect on the paper price, they have awoken to dismiss unsustainable paper but anticipate that everyone else will follow in their enlightened footsteps when paper inevitably fails.
They won't?
Well, I don't know of a historical instance of hyperinflation where people flock to silver. The offending government simply adds another 0 or 2 to the current bills, or they create a whole new currency with a new name. And people, like obedient citizens, start using it. They don't run out and barter silver to purchase their groceries or gasoline.
So, are you saying silver is useful and gold is useless? Is that the whole thing?
Well, I don't know if it's the whole thing, but it seems to represent one of the main concept hurdles behind silver worshippers, and even paper bugs, over useless lumps of yellow metal.
My brother always quotes the historic ratio in that silver is only 9 times as rare as gold pulled out of the ground.
More manipulation of details. Platinum is 30 times more rare than gold. Under that logic, it should be 30 times more expensive. but it's not.
Did you own silver before, Jeff?
I did. Although my only intention was to transfer it to gold at a lower silver-gold ratio.
What happened?
I lost patience and traded almost all of it for gold at an average of just under 50 to 1. I didn't see the point of gambling any further. FreeGold is emergent.
You are that confident in FreeGold?
Well, the spot paper price is declining, GLD is being slowly drained, and physical gold scarcity is surfacing globally. Yes, the FreeGold process is transpiring as we speak, Wendy.
So, when do you think, Jeff?
I don't bother with time frames. It rarely pays off. If you are forcing me, my guess would be a viable possibility this year, 2013, and an extreme probability before 2016.
Okay. So, what will gold really be worth?
If there are any people still listening after denouncing silver, my opinion on the eventual price of physical gold will destroy any credibility I have left.
Why, Jeff?
Well, I think, what will the price of gold be? Is the wrong question, as most all Western thinkers use the US dollar as the unit of measurement, making any reference amounts eventually vague and irrelevant, as the economy hyperinflates.
What do you mean? What should we use as a reference?
For monetary stability, humans require a referential point of value, a physical asset, ideally one without conflicts. There is really nothing special about gold, except that it is an element. It has the most suitable characteristics we require to be that reference point. Aside from the obvious that it is durable, portable, divisible, etc., gold is useless, which, as we realize, is an essential positive. Also, useless means it can't conflict within the marketplace for its purpose as a wealth asset, unlike, say, silver or petroleum. That also means it won't be used up. These are the reasons that gold has been a representation of wealth for over 5,000 years. The number of gold atoms on Earth is fixed. History maintains that it is the perfect asset choice as that reference point of value, although the public will never accept that. For them it will always be some paper or digital currency.
Before I have to go back to actual work, Jeff, how valuable will gold get?
As the massive paper gold market continues its path to zero and physical gets more scarce, eventually going into hiding globally, then, I believe, we will have a number of revaluations culminating with the price, in today's dollars, of being able to buy an executive 4-bedroom home with a double garage, near enough to a reasonably populated city for approximately 4 to 5 ounces of gold, giving it a range between $125,000 and $155,000 per ounce.
Are you serious?
Well, it could be higher.